This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, and this is Daily Flash. We have today's talk, tomorrow's trends, and we have you. That's the most important part of the show. We love hearing from you. We love having you along for the ride.
Yes, we do. And now we've got James Alexander here, who's going to tell us what our question of the day is. Mr. James.
Yes. What talent do you wish you had?
Oh,
What
gosh.
talent do you
Piano.
wish you had?
Once I had my best friend.
That's a good one.
His mom made him learn just one song on the piano. Could have been any song, whatever.
Okay.
Because when you're there's always like a piano somewhere.
Yeah.
And they
Right,
also
right.
say piano too. Once you learn the piano, you can kind of learn other instruments. You get once you have an understanding of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he said it's helped him so much because when you go to parties, you go, all right, I got this one song.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start "Don't Stop Believing" or whatever.
Yeah.
His was, I think, was Van Halen's "Jump." Dun, dun. Anyway,
Oh.
and you do it, right? And
Yeah.
what did every performer always have them wanting more?
Yeah.
And you go, that's it, y'all. All right, I'll play one song,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
That's the only one you know. And generally, you wind up. So
Okay.
that's mine. Is
All right.
playing the piano. My talent.
Okay, singing. I think singing.
Singing?
You and me
yeah.
would make a great stage act.
I would love,
When the last time you've been to karaoke?
What? No, I couldn't do
Yes,
karaoke.
you gotta do it.
Maybe in another life. But I just marvel at people who can get up on stage and just belt out a tune.
Travis Dale,
Yeah.
on Opinions.
Yeah,
that
he
dude,
loves-
he sang at my
he loves
wedding.
karaoke.
Amazing.
And
Yeah.
you're like, give me a tenth of that, please.
just the confidence.
Yeah.
I think that's part of
yeah.
it.
I think it
Yeah.
does. Once, if you know you can sing well,
Yeah.
it makes it easier to get because look, you don't have to. You have to memorize the words. That's about really all you have to do, and just let your talent
Yeah.
take after that. James, what is your
Oh,
one
man.
talent? I want to know.
It's hard, man, because I'm not afraid to do anything. So I literally am
I
not
was gonna
afraid.
say that.
Yeah, but
You
if you
know?
could
Too much.
focus your time on a hobby, let's say.
Okay, a hobby. I don't know.
Jay!
I don't have one. Like I literally don't. I don't have a.
You wish you could be more humble.
No. There you go. That's exactly what I want to do.
That
be
is a
more
talent.
humble.
Yeah, that is a
That's a
talent,
talent,
for
yeah.
sure.
Thinking about it.
That's a
Quietly.
good
You know,
question.
and that does fit. Before you said that, I was going to say, dude, you're like into everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I'm a generalist.
You.
He's good at everything.
At the end of, when you're on your deathbed or whatever, you're going to say, at least I tried it, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm a big
Yeah.
risk taker. So it's something. I never want to live in a world of what if.
That's a good way
So,
that's a good approach. It's a good philosophy, I
She's like,
think.
What if I asked? Well, some things. What if I would have left her alone and now I got married?
What if I had not shown up that night? What if
You
I
can see
never
how
met?
detrimental that would be
Yeah.
because you're spending all your time saying what if everywhere, right?
Yeah, but you could say what if to a lot of things. So,
Yeah.
you do your best every day.
I'm
You
So,
try.
grateful.
so Sharon, our boss, just texted me because we were talking about Travis Dale, who could sing really
Yeah.
well, and she goes, "Look at Travis Dale. Even if he couldn't sing, it wouldn't matter because he's so good looking."
Sharon, I have to agree with you.
He's a good-looking guy.
Very good-looking
Tune
guy.
in, go to opinionishpodcast.com.
There you go.
Yeah, I have to
Ladies,
stand-
he's married with what, 5 kids?
No, he's
Oh,
got 2
5.
girls.
Two girls.
And he
Two girls,
loves them,
yeah.
and he does so.
Yeah.
He's a great
He's a
dad.
great
with them.
dad.
But
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to sit
Dad.
across from him, y'all,
Hey,
every day and
you
look
picked
at
him
him.
as your co-host.
Can I tell you about this? I did. Can I tell you something? So, the thumbnails that we have for every episode. So I go, it was for our Father's one that James did
Father's
with
one.
us. I said, hey, make one that has us. Here's pictures. We're there. Make it about fathers, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
They want, it makes it, and it makes me look like, I swear to you, gave me wrinkles like I was about 70 years
my
old.
God.
James
Are
looked
you
great.
serious?
Travis looked great. So I go, hey, make me look younger and better looking. This is not really what I look at. As God is my witness. It re-rendered it, same picture, changed my face from my face to Travis's face. So Travis was up there trying. I asked it to make me look better looking. It gave me Travis.
That's wild. You got to go to Opinionist
I
to
was
check it out.
yelling
You gotta go to
at
Opinionist.
ChatGPT. I said,
Oh,
"You're supposed to be on my side."
It's like-
I was so mad about
It
that.
did what you asked.
By the way,
Did you go
Sharon,
with her?
be quiet. You can go to HR. I have evidence now.
This is true. Text
Oh my
evidence
gosh.
for sure. Let us know what you think. That is our question of the day. What talent would you love to have if you could pick one? Anyone. A University of Chicago study found that people build greater trust and reach agreements faster when they eat, the same food as others.
Okay,
Taking
go
you to the
on.
restaurants
Okay,
here,
yeah.
whether on a first date with clients or during business meals, ordering the same dish creates a sense of shared experience. It makes people more willing to trust each other with money, commerce, even love. Researchers say mimicking food choices is a simple way to strengthen rapport and influence relationships positively. And it's sort of a subconscious thing to do.
Is it kind of like that shared experience type deal? Like you guys have a
so.
shared experience with food and stuff?
Movies
Yeah.
are that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Oh, that's
you
a good
walk out of a
point.
movie, it's a shared experience.
Yeah.
We all experience the exact same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I might like something different and that you don't, and then we talk about it.
Right.
And then you learn people through that way. I know I was just talking about Travis, but he and I do this all the time because he likes a movie and vice versa. And when we go out, we have a different opinion. Sometimes we agree and we're like, yeah. But I agree with that. And I was thinking, about my own relationship. What a perfect way when you start going out, because like I said, I don't eat a whole lot when I go out to eat. My wife doesn't. Why don't I wrote it down. Look, I'm going to start we're going to order one thing and share it. And I think that would actually bond us, I would imagine, because we would talk about, I don't like it because of this or the other, but it does share. I love this.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
So you saying it across the board, does that include politics?
I guess you could. It could. I mean, the sharing equals trust if you're sharing the same viewpoints.
I would think it would. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
It's not healthy, but I think it would make you bond with somebody because
Yes.
you're like, hey, they get me.
Yes.
They understand where I'm coming
Yes.
from, or I don't have to worry about what I have to say around that person.
Right.
Where and we probably
Yeah.
all have people in our lives that might have a different political viewpoint
Yeah.
than you, that you're like, I'm just not
You
going to talk
tiptoe
about
around it,
Or you just,
Just avoid it
talk and you
altogether.
go, oh, okay,
Yeah.
there's that. But you have
That's
to
the truth,
have
though.
those
It's the
people.
truth. It's the truth.
So,
yeah.
but politics, religion, my wife and I, we have two different religions, and
Is that part of the conversation, or do you just
You just
I
leave it
like
alone?
hearing what she has to say, and I
Yeah.
like it when she asks me questions.
Okay.
And I don't feel like she feels like I'm trying to convert her, and vice versa,
Yeah.
which could happen a lot of times
right,
with our
right,
different
right.
religion. I don't suggest it. It's just it worked out that way because you're kind of like, well, you don't understand how I was raised, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe you should stay away from this.
When I first saw this story, initially I thought, okay, so when you're at a restaurant, you are ordering the same thing because it's comfortable, and I immediately thought of like Cheesecake Factory. You know, they got the menu that's got 100 things on it, and I order the same thing every time I go there. But then once I got more into it, I'm like, okay, so now it's like a shared experience, a shared meal, or ordering the same thing. And then I thought to myself, how many times have you been to a restaurant and somebody orders something and you're like, oh, I was going to order that.
FOMO.
Right? And then you'll order something different just for the sake of being different, when really you should order the same thing.
See, that was the ex, and she always dip into my plate. And I hated that. Just take it. I hate people digging into my food like I'm trying to eat.
Yeah, it's an extension of what they're ordering. It's like, no, don't get that because I don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care what you
All right.
I am that way. Where
you feel like
if,
you have
if
to
I was
order
at a
something
table,
different?
yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Me too.
Why?
Why?
And people, as a stranger, completely. But it seems like I'm so glad you said that because if they did order, now I didn't know that person. I go, "Well, did you like it?"
Yeah.
And then now that's a conversation.
Have a conversation,
starter.
yeah.
That's gonna be a new Mitch Inglis thing.
And-
I'm gonna order. I don't care if somebody else ordered the same thing.
And I always feel like the waiter or waitress is judging me if I order the same thing as the other person. I don't know why, and they're not, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, well, I should order something different just to be different.
Just to be different, if I'm hungry, I'm eating. It is what it is. We're all
Do you
eating
ever
steak
second
today.
guess yourself if somebody orders the same thing you want to
No,
order?
no, you know why?
Always
Because
doing
always doing the chivalry part. Ladies order first and
Yeah.
all that other stuff, and sometimes we're hungry for the same thing, and it is what it is.
It makes
Yeah.
sense, right?
Yeah.
When you have a family dinner,
yeah.
You're eating the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Why
exactly.
That is true.
Exactly.
we go out and we eat something different, but we always talk about being at home and doing the same thing. I think it does speak a lot to how important food is.
Yes.
And your relationship with food. Isn't that neat? Like
Yeah.
there's probably not anything else that we can compare to that could bring people together.
That's true.
creating food. I
Yeah.
love making food to make people feel good.
That's your love language.
Yeah, my love language. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, I made this, and I get really worried that they're not going to like it, and I have somebody that I'm married to that's a very specific diet, and I have to go around. I'm like, well, I'm probably not gonna like it, but I make it for them.
But I love it because it's not just romance, but it's friendship and business and commerce. So you can really bond over a number of different things when it comes to ordering at the restaurant.
I'm going to start doing that. What are some things that you, as far as your food, what you're ordering, do you change your order if somebody else at the table orders? Because I am telling you, I don't know why.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Makes no sense at all. We want to hear from you. Flash at dailyflashshow.com. Before we head to break, here's our brain flash question of the day.
What was the first streaming service to win an Oscar for Best Picture? We're going to have that answer for you coming up right after we return with more of today's trends and tomorrow's talk. You're watching Daily Flash.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Before we jump into Screen Chatter, let's get that answer to the Brain Flash question right now. Here is the question. What was the first streaming service to win an Oscar for Best Picture? If you said Apple TV Plus, you got it right. If you said Apple TV, well, let me give you half a point. It's now called Apple TV. At the time, it wasn't. All right, it is time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. In selected theaters and streaming online is the new cyber crime thriller, War Driver.
Eventually I'm gonna get caught and thrown in jail for a long time.
He has $3 million in cash. And his house.
We're gonna need someone on the inside.
In the film, a computer hacker is lured into heisting the bank account of an unsuspecting woman. I chatted with star Dane DeHaan.
I hope that they're introduced to, maybe they don't know what war driving is, maybe they're introduced to this world. I didn't know what it was when I first read the script, and I think it's a really interesting subculture of the world. And I hope it grips them, and I hope they don't see the twists and turns coming, and I just hope they're along for a ride and have a great time,
War Driver is a spotty action thriller with some good moments, but not enough to pull the story out of the mud the film digs itself into. All in all, War Driver is an average crime film with nothing new to add to the genre. Again, War Driver is in selected theaters and gets a C. It's rated R. Also in selected theaters is the road trip comedy Holy Days.
The old ducks have had a good run.
Things are about to change around here.
Tell them what you told me. The bishop sees a convent that's falling to pieces.
Oh, a property developer has sniffed us out.
They betrayed us.
The deeds to the convent are in the South Island.
That's where Mum's from. Why don't we just go get them?
In the film, a lost boy in search of heaven teams up with 3 odd nuns for a road trip like no other. I chatted with stars Miriam Margolyes and Jackie Weaver and director Nat Bolt.
Miriam, talk to me about being in that automobile.
Well, that was not the most glorious moments for me, even though it was a lot of the film, of course, was in it. You just adapt in the end, you just find a way of hitching up your habit and making sure that you haven't got the rope between your buttocks. It's not an easy costume to wear in a car.
When I've seen Vox Pops, people are saying, "Oh, it made me laugh, it made me cry." It just like real life. It was so moving and yet so uplifting. So I think audiences are going to love it. Something you can take your grandma to see and your mama.
Because my favorite films and my favorite place was always, going back into my safe place, the womb, I call it, which is cinema. And a lot of us have lost the habit of going into cinema and just, switching the world off for an hour and a half. And in this case, you can absolutely do that. You can go back in time, you can go to a faraway, innocent place, and you can have an adventure.
Holy Days is a touching and funny film about the weight of grief and coming to terms with loss through friendship and humor. Again, it's playing in selected theaters and gets an A. It's not rated. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Thank you there, Tony. Well, as travelers flock to warm weather destinations like Florida to escape the cold, there's a hidden trend that many don't see coming, a spike in injuries. We call it sun, suds, and stitches. And telling us how to stay out of the ER during our spring break is Dr. Kevin Freels of Orlando Health. Hi, doctor. Welcome. All right, what is it about spring travel season that drives a surge in ER visits?
Yeah, I think it's about really letting your guard down, right? I think a lot of the preventable injuries can be associated with three main topics: the weather, the water, and what I classify as the extracurricular activities. With the weather, look, everybody wants those long beach days, that golden suntan. You want to put on sunscreen, reapply sunscreen. Dehydration and heat-related illnesses are a real thing. Make sure you're hydrating, rehydrating with water. People also want to be acutely aware of some of the medications they could be taking. Could cause dehydration or heat-related illnesses faster. With the water, you know, if you go swimming, have a swim buddy. If you can't swim, wear a life jacket. If you don't want to wear a life jacket, don't go above your waist. The ocean is unforgiving, and rip currents are deadly.
Okay, Doc, how do you prevent water and alcohol injuries?
So basically, water and alcohol does not mix, right? You don't want to drink and go swimming. You don't want to drink and go boating, right? You have a tendency to place yourself into precarious situations, right? If you are drinking, I keep saying this, have an accountability partner or a sober buddy.
Tell everybody what heat illness actually looks like.
You can really pack this into two aspects, right? Dehydration and heat-related illnesses, right? And sunburns. So with sunburns, you want to make sure that you are applying sunscreen and reapplying sunscreen. With dehydration and heat-related illnesses, you want to make sure you're hydrating and rehydrating with water, okay? Make sure you're not over-consuming alcohol. If you are consuming alcohol, you want to drink water with it as well.
Thank you so much, Dr. Freels. And if you want more information on having a safe spring break, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com, or you can head to orlandohealth.com.
Well, she is saying I do to the gown, even though she doesn't have a groom. A New York City influencer is going viral for buying a wedding dress, despite the fact she doesn't even have a boyfriend right now. Her post reveals how she scored a $4,500 wedding dress for $100 at a sample sale. Her post has already racked up close to 4 million views on Instagram and TikTok. Her argument, hey, there was something about trying on the dress that just helped me visualize getting married, and it reminded me to stay open and optimistic.
All right, and it's a gorgeous, it looks like she did a photo shoot right afterwards.
Yes.
You know, if I started dating this one, I would be like, okay, you know, let's slow it down a little bit. But then I go, hey, that's taken care of.
Yeah.
Next, let's get going. So there's goods and bads, all that. And
Yes.
It's a lovely dress for sure.
And I think she's trying to put it out there and maybe think forward.
I think so too, yeah.
And I like that positive attribution. I don't like the whole social media thing because I feel like half the time people are just doing it for clicks and likes.
100%.
Yeah.
Good deal though, $100.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. Isn't that one place where they have like a yearly sale?
Filene's Basement.
And
Yeah.
people fight. Like
Yes.
it's like crowds and they go in and they're just grabbing.
Yeah.
They don't even know what size it is.
Yeah, it's true.
Smart though.
Yeah.
Cops all across the nation have issued a warning to teens who are taking part in the door kick challenge. All right, the trend involves people kicking front doors. Once they kick or slam the front door, they run away while recording the entire stunt. This is nothing new, right? It used to be Ding Dong Ditch, but now it's
Yeah.
kicking. A new public warning was released after the trend regained traction thanks to social media. In North Carolina, a teen was shot in the leg by a terrified homeowner during the late night prank. In Houston, cops also say a boy was fatally shot after hitting a door and then running away. Authorities say it's a situation that can turn from funny to them to fatal in just a matter of seconds. And, you know, all in all, it's just not cool, especially if you're doing it late night, overnight. You don't know, maybe there's a baby in the house. You're going to wake up the dogs. You never know. And then also, you're just making your neighborhood feel like it's not safe altogether. Now we have to look out for you. And so.
And I think that the other layer to this is that they're doing it on camera and they're doing it to post videos. So the more frightened and terrified they can make somebody feel, the more clicks they think they can get. And I think there's something terribly wrong with that. In addition to a safety issue, because, one kid was shot and killed, another homeowner is fearing for his life. In the state of Florida, you can stand your ground and defend yourself. So not a smart thing to do here.
It's just stupid. Another stupid thing.
Yeah.
Why is it happening? But kids are going to be stupid, doing stupid things.
Shocking video shows a California skier holding on for dear life after slipping from a chairlift on Bear Mountain out in California. Take a look at this. The unidentified skier was seen dangling from the lift as a pair of snowboarders held onto her arms. Ski patrol members waited to assist the skier when they pulled into the station. Unclear how the woman slipped through the lift safety bar. Witness who posted video said he spoke with the skier afterwards. She was shaken up but okay. A little bit more to this story. She did this as an attempted prank to scare her sister, not realizing she was going to slip through the bar. It was supposed to be just kind of a funny stunt, but instead this is what happened. And she could have died.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So she was trying, look, is there two people? I can't.
Yeah, I think there's 2 or 3 people on the chairlift. So she was doing this it started out as a prank to scare her sister who was on the chairlift, and then it ended up turning into one of these situations where like, oh my goodness, this went too far.
And I got to tell you, if something like this happens, they'll stop it because they don't know what's going on. Then now you're just dangling.
Yeah.
I'm sure they figured out, assessed it, and then maybe she went all the way up. But it's something scary to do if you ever been on these lifts, and to do something like that. She might get banned.
She could. It might not be a bad thing.
Probably for her own safety.
Yeah.
A stuffed horse that appears to be crying has become China's latest hot toy.
Crazy.
A $4 stuffed toy was meant to be a smiling icon for Year of the Horse, but an error in production caused the muzzle to be sewn upside down. Factory said it sold about 400 of these horses per day, believe it or not, when they first realized it, but the viral status of the crying horse led to orders reaching tens of thousands per day. Horses have become mascots for young workers who consider themselves overworked and underpaid, much like sad workhorses, maybe. I guess that's where it's coming
is that what it's supposed to be? Okay.
And this is Year of the Horse, so I guess now it's Year of the Crying Horse.
Crying horse. Okay.
Just a mistake.
Litter-loving tourists are leaving their mark and whatever else they have in their pockets on the Brooklyn Bridge. So much garbage is being tied to a fence in the middle of the bridge that cleanup crews cannot keep up with the removal. This trashy trend has been plaguing the Brooklyn Bridge on and off for years, but has taken off in recent months. The Department of Transportation said crews clear the pedestrian walkway, but won't say how often. It sounds like they just can't keep up with it. That's disgusting.
Yeah, that doesn't even look cool. I remember like in London and I think in France, there's that locks you put on the thing.
In Paris,
Paris. And then I know in Oklahoma City, right by the memorial there, people put stuff on the thing. But they have a team. They have somebody that once a month or once periodically and takes it off and keeps it. They don't throw it away.
Okay.
Because this is all a memory. But this just looks like trash.
And that's what it is. It's garbage.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Usually, you know how you can make art to make it look nice?
Yeah.
This doesn't even look nice.
It just looks like somebody's trash got blown out and it's stuck to the fence.
Welcome to Brooklyn. Here's the trash, what you expect. We got more of today's talk, tomorrow's trends still to come right here on Daily Flash.
You miss a minute, you miss a lot.
Heard that.
Don't go anywhere.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Before we do anything, let's check in with James.
I got to tap into my inner Southerner.
Why's that? So,
okay.
Come on,
okay, you're watching us on 219 stations.
We don't talk like that.
Across the country and the American Forces Network across the globe. You can go find out where we are in your neck of the woods.
That's not. What is that?
You got a Detroit boy doing the Southern.
That's all right.
And click on where to watch. Okay.
I love it.
Local friend of ours that's on the list comes from Selma, Alabama.
Oh boy.
Selma was named for a poem, y'all.
Okay.
It was named for a poem.
I didn't
That's
realize
right.
that.
I'm telling you, it's named by future U.S. Vice President William Rufus King after the Songs of Selma,
James, come on.
a poem by Scottish writer James McPherson. The name means high seat or throne in Oceanic poetry.
Very nice, man.
And the Oscar goes
Wow.
to
I thought
not James.
I want to play
Alexander.
God in the Wind.
Riot.
thought
Right, Butler.
I thought Forrest Gump was sitting right in front of us. It was
Like-
Bubba Gump right in front of us.
Shrimp gumbo,
I got
shrimp
shrimp gumbo.
sandwiches, shrimp scampi,
I love
Come
it.
on, life is like a.
box of chocolate.
Yeah, if you want to, Selma is a really interesting place, especially for the civil rights. There is a Civil Rights Museum in Montgomery you should check out by all means. And if you really want to kind of show that march across the bridge,
big.
Yeah.
Letterman, when he interviewed Obama on his show, My Next Guest, he interviewed Obama as he was walking across that bridge. I thought that was just a really cool idea.
Yeah, that's dope.
To do because talking about where we have been coming from in a nation, and Alabama gets such a I don't know, bad rap a lot of times, but so much happened there. I mean, bad that led to good. I feel like because that we're becoming more conscious of the civil rights movement and that sort of thing. It's Alabama. All my kids were born there. Well, all my
your kids were born in Alabama?
Well, my daughter was actually born in Utah. Now I think about it, and Enzo was born here in Georgia.
All the kids you know about.
All my boys. How about that?
I forgot to say WBXM TV. Sorry, guys.
All of that. You forgot the station.
know, right?
Sorry about that.
Me being a funny guy. Alabama is a nice place.
I have a lot of pride for Alabama.
Yeah.
It's, because I'll tell you why. When I found out I was moving there, I was thinking you have a mindset of what it's going to be like, and it was nothing like that. The people are just great people there. So
good old Alabama.
And we all talk like James said we do.
I was just joking. It was a joke.
Now listen, this is more like Alabama, man. They talk a little faster, kind of not so much as like a Texas fast. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Can I tell you, I watch On Patrol Live on Reels, and they have one police station. They follow Baton Rouge, and I need subtitles to understand what's going on there. I am sorry, Louisiana, and they're lovely, but I can never understand a thing they're saying. I'm fascinated by
Where
it.
you move, it does. Obviously, it molds how you're going to grow up. There's actually, check this out, a really quirky California community. They've actually had homeowners make a pledge to give kindness to their neighbors, and it's actually rapidly growing. Hundreds of families are already building into this very unusual experiment.
Okay.
It's called Silverwood. 225 homes so far since it's opened up last year. 9,000-acre project. First grab headlines for its affordable prices. About the low 400s for California.
That's
not bad,
cheap,
right?
yeah.
They're also encouraging residents, you have to sign a kindness pledge, which is aimed for fostering empathy, acceptance, as well as neighborliness. And developers say the demand actually remain very strong. Despite high mortgage rates and broader economic uncertainty, the developers estimate about 300 families are going to be living in Silverwood by the end of 2026. You have to make this, look out for your neighbors. And it's that sense of community.
There used to be a day where when you moved into a new neighborhood, somebody would come to your door with like a welcome wagon, right? And they don't do that anymore.
Isn't that sad?
I don't know if it's because of like safety or like what are you doing at my front door? Or I don't know what it is.
Because you never know now.
You never know. Yeah, that is true. And that's sad, isn't it? Like,
And how often do we talk to our neighbors?
We don't.
Yeah, we don't
have to keep
anymore.
that
We don't.
as well. So just reaching out, just saying, hey, here I am. If you ever, the best way to do it is, if you ever have a party or something going on, make up some notes and give your cell phone number. Say, hey, I'm gonna have some friends over. There's a problem. Give me a call. It's kind of an icebreaker. That's how I met my neighbors actually
That's
when
a
we
good
had our
one.
reception.
I like that.
We would love to hear your thoughts as well. DailyFlashShow.com. We'll have more.
Yes, we will.
You know, we're always looking for simple ways to save time, money, and effort to make everyday chores easier, especially in the kitchen. One small swap many families can actually make is switch to refill routines for household products. Here with some smart kitchen hacks is home and lifestyle expert Yvette Rios.
There's actually a shift happening in kitchens right now because families are looking for simple upgrades that save time, money, and effort. And refilling your dish soap is one of the easiest changes that you can make. But I was surprised to find out that 12% of households only actually refill their dish soap. Most people are going out and buying a brand new bottle every time they run out, which means more trips to the store and more money spent. which is what is so exciting about the fantastic new design that is going to make refilling easier than ever. This is the new Dawn Platinum refill jug. It's designed to be ergonomic and simple to use, so something that used to feel a little messy and maybe inconvenient now just feels like a smart kitchen habit. You can go to dawndish.com, and the new value-sized jugs featuring the upgraded formula are available in stores nationwide and online.
And now a healthy way that could actually help avoid serious heart issues. Check this out.
The 2026 American Heart Association Dietary Guidance reaffirms that a flexible, minimally processed eating pattern is the best way to reduce cardiovascular risk.
Focus on the big picture. More veggies and fruits, plant proteins like beans and nuts, and whole grains. Limit sugar and salt. Simple swaps. Choosing fats from avocado or olive oil yield long-term benefits. Focus on progress over perfection to make heart-healthy eating sustainable for a lifetime.
Learn more at heart.org/healthy diet.
Hey, this April is known as World Wish Month. Make-A-Wish is urgently calling for wish makers. Here to discuss how everyone has the power to deliver hope when it's needed most are Jared Perry, Chief Revenue Officer, Make-A-Wish America, and Make-A-Wish alum, Alaya.
April really is the most exciting month of the year for Make-A-Wish. It's a time where we celebrate the first wish that was granted 46 years ago, but it's also the time where we honor and celebrate the wishes that we're granting now. For every wish we grant, it takes more than 50 wish makers. Those are donors, those are volunteers. It's our community stepping up. It takes more than 50 of those wish makers to make every wish, every life-changing wish like Aaliyah's possible.
This past summer, I had the incredible opportunity to go to a studio in LA and to write and record a song with Justin Tranter and their team. And actually, we have the chance to listen to some of the song now.
It's not that it's a secret, but honey, when I speak it, we're diving in the deep end. There's no going back. It's not.
Right now, we're granting a wish every 33 minutes of every day. Yet, for every wish we grant, there's 2 more. So that call to action is real. We do need more help. We do need more financial support. And go to wishmaker.org, and you can find out how to support us and follow all the things that are happening during the month of April.
Today, we are joined by Paul Markovich, President and CEO of Ascendian, to talk about a new national movement called Worthy that aims to deliver meaningful healthcare reform for all Americans.
One of the things that I think makes Worthy different than other causes is that it's trying to get to the root cause of what drives the behavior that makes healthcare so expensive and inconvenient. In terms of rebuilding trust in the healthcare system, 2 things need to happen. One is everyone needs to have access to all their information. When you have all your information at your disposal, you can be more confident that you're getting the right care. And the other is to make sure that the people who are taking care of you are getting paid to do the right thing on your behalf. So when they're rewarded for making you healthier and happier with your service, that's exactly the kind of confidence that you're going to have, is that they're in your corner doing the right thing on your behalf. And when you rebuild that kind of trust in the healthcare system, you can also make healthcare more affordable. And you can find everything that you need to know about our cause, Worthy Cause, at thisisworthy.com. There's plenty of information. There's a pledge that you can sign, and so we'd love it if you visited the website and got engaged.
Dry, irritated eyes may be a sign of dry eye. Joining us is ophthalmologist Dr. Ashley Brissett with simple ways to find relief.
Yeah, so dry eye disease is a very common condition. It actually affects over 35 million Americans every year. And there are so many things that can contribute to dry eye. We know that aging and hormonal changes can play a factor. That's why this is especially common in women over the age of 50. Environmental conditions as well. Sometimes it has to do with the humidity in the air, pollution, which can contribute, and even screen time, which all of us are on our screens all day now. And so all of these things contribute to the eyes feeling dry, irritated, sensitive, and can even cause blurry vision. And Dry Eye Awareness Month is actually this July. So this is why I'm partnering with the Refresh brand to talk about some solutions to help treat some of these symptoms. Dry eye, we often think is being more common during the winter months when the air is much more cool and there's less humidity, but it can occur at any time during the year. Even with our recent heat wave that we've had here on the East Coast, that can sometimes trap pollutants in the air and can make people's eyes feel more dry and more irritated. So really it can affect us year round. There's so many great treatment options that are available, and I do recommend seeing your eye doctor to see what treatment option could be right for you. But what I recommend to all of my patients is to start with things like artificial tears. One of my favorite recommendations is for the Refresh Optive Mega 3, the preservative-free multi-dose. And why I really love this is because it's preservative-free, it's very gentle on the surface, especially for someone who has more sensitive and dry eyes. And the multi-dose bottle is very easy to use. So I tell all of my patients, you want to have this on hand because these symptoms can occur at any time. And so being able to treat is the very effective, very safe solution. And what's so wonderful about these drops is some people can get even more than 10 hours of relief from the drops. So again, just a very effective, easy option that's over the counter. You don't need a prescription for it. So a great resource is refresheyedrops.com. That's where I direct my patients for more information about dry eye, and then even to be able to purchase these drops, and they can be found at many retailers online like Amazon, Walmart, so very easy to access.
Summer is upon us, and Tech It Out podcast host Mark Saltzman is here with the latest and greatest in tech to make your summer sizzle.
2026 is shaping up to be an awesome year for tech and gaming. We'll get to a productivity booster in a moment, but let's first get our game on, especially if you're a fan of PlayStation 5. All right, first up, MLB The Show 26 is one of the year's best. With baseball season now in full swing, you can step up to the plate with incredibly lifelike graphics, as you can see, and there's several solo and multiplayer game modes. My favorites, Diamond Dynasty, Franchise Mode, and Road to the Show. MLB The Show 26 is a must-have for sports fans. Another great pick, a PlayStation exclusive, is Ceros, which lets you explore the mysteries of Carcosa in the critically acclaimed sci-fi action adventure. MLB The Show 26 and Ceros are $69.99 apiece. These games and many, many more are available now for the always popular PlayStation 5 console. All right, next up, something for productivity. As a content creator, I'm always on the lookout for storage that's small, portable, high capacity, fast, and of course, reliable. And that brings me to the SanDisk Extreme Portable SSD. This portable SSD from SanDisk was built for anyone like me who wants storage for backing up large projects, freeing up device space, or keeping content organized across devices. Perfect for content creators, photo and video enthusiasts, and professionals, this tiny solid-state drive gives you more space to create without needing to upgrade your computer. You can carry up to 4 terabytes of projects, footage, family memories, and ideas in this one plug-and-play portable drive. Prices start at $269 for the 1 terabyte model, plus there's a 2 and 4 terabyte edition, and later this year, a 500 gig option as well. As you can see, no shortage of awesome summer picks for both work and play.
AI is transforming food safety. Joining us now is Carbon Robotics founder Paul Mikesell. He's here to explain how AI is revolutionizing the farming industry. Paul, how is AI being used to eliminate, say, pesticides in the U.S. food supply?
Hi. We make a product called the Laser Weeder. And so what this is, it's an AI robot. We use NVIDIA GPUs, and we build a really great AI system called the Large Plant Model, the LPM. Large Plant Model finds weeds live in farm fields, and then we put high-powered lasers on those weeds and burn them out. And so this is a way to kill weeds in farming without having to spray harmful chemicals and herbicides. And none of that stuff then goes into the ground. None of it reaches the consumer. It's healthy for everyone.
Tell me a little bit more about Carbon Robotics.
Yeah, Carbon Robotics. So we're really an AI robotics company, and we've been focusing on these AI systems specifically for agriculture. The Laser Weeder has been out there for a couple of years now. It's doing really well. We're very proud of Laser Weeder. And then we also have a product called the ATK, the Autonomous Tractor Kit, that converts your tractors into an autonomous tractor, just kind of like you maybe see the self-driving cars. Well, we have this product for tractors so you can do all of your farming activities, all just run by an AI system instead of having to hire people to be out there and be in the hot sun all day on the tractors.
Okay, but how can AI continue to improve the safety of our food supply, let's say in the future?
Yeah, with systems like the AI Laser Weeder, not only are we keeping herbicides out of the ground, but we're keeping it away from the consumer. And the other thing that happens is that, the farmers really suffer from a lifetime of exposure to this stuff. And so when we're just using lasers to burn out the weeds, the farmer doesn't get exposed to this stuff. The farmer doesn't have to worry about what's going to happen to them over a long time. But also, we're not tearing up the topsoil. You're not having to put blades in the ground to pull these weeds apart. So we're actually going to have a much longer lifetime of our topsoil by using technologies like laser weeders. So it's really good for everyone.
This is fascinating. Where can our viewers go if they want more info?
Yeah, Carbon Robotics is the name of the company, carbonrobotics.com. You can find videos of our machines on our YouTube channel and our Instagram. And we're kind of all around the world. We're in 15 countries around the world now, so you may see us in a farm near you.
All right, thank you for joining us. We're going to make sure we post this info on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI. A great way to free your computer from an overload of unwanted information.
Spring is the time to clear out digital dust bunnies, like old emails and photos.
New research from Compass Data Centers shows 60% of Americans would rather wash dishes than clean their digital closets. Many of us are paying for digital storage to house photos we'll never look at. Just like household clutter, digital dust bunnies take up space. When we delete the junk, we reduce our digital footprint and keep more money in our wallets, too.
To see how much you're spending on your digital clutter, visit DeleteDigitalDustBunnies.com.
So we've upgraded.
Mitch, the website.
Of course, we got more Hollywood stories.
More Mitch, please.
And now you can read and watch what we couldn't fit on the show.
And there's even a sound off button.
Just click it.
Leave us a message.
Right there from your computer.
Or even your cell phone. You could hear your voice right here on TV. So what are you waiting for?
Go on and check it out. Right now. Go on. Do it.
DailyFlashShow.com. It's the website for Daily Flash. We kept the name simple for you.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Don't just sit there. Come out and hang out with us online and ladies in person. I'm already relaxed. I got my jacket on, can't say. We're all over Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of them. Just search Daily Flash Show and jump into the fun. And of course, you can always sound off by dropping us a line at flash@dailyflashshow.com is our email, or you just click on sound off and just leave me a message. All right, here's your question of the day. If you could relive one day in your life, which would it be?
All right.
Mitch, Andrea, what you got?
Again, I think, having 4 kids, each one of my kids being born would be one, but then all together, as I said earlier, when Bryan Cranston came up, hold on a second, I dropped a name here.
You did.
Bryan Cranston.
Pick it up.
I dropped the name.
Sweeping the
Bryan
name.
Cranston. When he came up to me and just started talking to me, he said he was a fan of the show. So,
I'll pick a day when I first started out in television news, ABC in San Diego. I got to cover the Academy Awards on the red carpet, and so that would be a day I wouldn't mind reliving.
Oh, yeah, that's something
It
you
was
never
neat.
forget.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And you think about how much you're like, oh, I always wanted to do this when I was, as you get older. And speaking of which, the one, my son's calling me right now.
See?
Apparently, that was
He
one
heard
day
you.
he wants to relive with me. Hold on, maybe I should answer it.
That's
It won't answer.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see if I can answer it. He hung up.
How about you, James?
James?
Hey, it was just one time in band camp where
No, James.
You can't do that.
It is what it is, Hey, you know what? I guess I just can't pick one day, and I think I would change something in that day if I did. So I am happy to be here with you guys because, you change something in your past, it affects everything in your future.
Which makes you be in the moment and make the most of the moment. And you don't want the butterfly effect to be messing up your lives in any way at all. All right, good stuff. Of course, we are always open and waiting for you on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Yeah, 24/7. The drive-thru is available anytime you like it. Be good, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, y'all.